everyone. I'm in the pigeon coop right now, and I'm cleaning up. I'm doing the yearly chore of cleaning out their nests, and I'm putting all their stuff right there. Some rocks to hold the nest down from falling. Probably little bugs in there. If the quails were in here, they would be all over that. So this is what it requires to clean out the pigeon coop. You just want to clean out their nests, something like that, and then we'll put fresh pine needles in here. But all of these, you just want to put some gloves on, and there comes the old stuff. It's full of the baby's poop, the baby pigeon's poop.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, we had an interruption. He got into the bird bath. So, cut. Anyways, guys, while she goes take care of that, I gotta clean up these bird nests, and then I gotta redo the pigeon coop house because it's actually falling apart on me. And I'm gonna remodel all of this. So y'all see the progress later on. But yep, this is what it takes. You gotta clean up those things right there. And then that right there becomes a good, there's a rotten egg there. Becomes a good resource for plants, for the soil. The feathers, the pine needles, and the manure, pigeon manure. We're in the cleaning process. Somebody's trying to build a nest in here. They're doing a pretty good job of it. But I'm gonna have to tear it down and start a new one. Hello everyone, I'm in the chicken coop. This is where we're at right now, and I have a pitchfork on my right hand, and with the pine needles that I have in here makes it easier to grab all this chicken manure. Place it in my wheelbarrow and give the chickens their cleanup. This is important to clean up their beds as they go into the winter because it helps them not to get sick, to stay healthy. And this stuff right here, you don't want to throw it away. This is very valuable stuff for your fruit trees, anything, berries. Some people compost it first. Because I have so much organic material, it's gonna rot out that material before it goes straight into the root. So I just throw it kind of far out around my fruit trees or anything like that to kind of feed the soil. And then I'll throw leaves on top of that to just mask the smell and just so it can look pleasant. But this is one of the processes to clean out your nest boxes, your coops, your barns, anything that you can, and to go throw it out in the field wherever you plan to plant your vegetation next year, whether it's an orchard or whether it's a vegetable garden. Whatever you have, you always have to continue to feed that because it is a living thing, and everything that lives must eat and consume. So this is the cycle of life. This is one part of it that not so fun of it, but it's very, very essential and functional. So just wanted to get a small glimpse of that. It makes it easier to just scoop this stuff out. It just comes out all in one piece. So that's another little hint there. I'll be adding my juvenile chickens in here, and they will get used to the new big coop because they're ready to transfer with the big girls. So guys, I'm just adding this organic material, chicken litter mixed with pine needles, and there's a tree, kind of far away from the tree there. I'll be doing the same thing with this one. This is a black mission fig, and this should help them grow twice as big. So if you want trees to grow rapidly, they need some kind of manure. You want to have the ground covered, of course, with leaves so that it takes time for the nitrogen to go in there. It doesn't burn it all at once. As the rain comes and the snow comes, it gets diluted. Look how awesome these blueberries are. See that? They're completely just turned red. It's a nice day outside. The blueberries, they love pine needles. I have a lump of manure right there that's feeding them, so don't have to worry about feeding them. That's what feeds them. It's the animals. We have a volunteer pine tree here that's growing really fast, and there's another pine tree, so they'll be really good. And their pine needles, eventually I won't have to go get any from the neighbors. They will provide my own for the blueberries and everything else here to keep the pH really good. Hello everyone, how are y'all doing? Permaculture is out here outside. It's a little chilly out here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about growing cover crops, and that's what I'm going to be doing. It's kind of chilly, but it's going to get back up into the 50, even the 70s. So I have a bucket of water here, and I'm going to be soaking this ryegrass. Some pretty good stuff. This is what it looks like right here. That's ryegrass. It's a good nitrogen for the soil, so that's why I'm planting it. That's the whole point of a cover crop, is to feed your soil and to keep it covered, of course, hence the word cover crop. And ryegrass is really awesome, so this is what I'll be doing. I'll be putting a whole lot in here like this, and the chickens will eat that once it sprouts up. It's a little late in the season. It's about mid-November, but if it comes up during this week and makes it through a mid-frost, the first week that's coming, it should be good. It should grow, and yeah, the chickens will eat it this winter and during the spring, so it feeds them, it feeds the soil, and I'll be showing you guys where I'll be planting it. And just wanted to show you, I pre-soak my seed in a bucket of rainwater. You can use any water, but I pre-soak the seed, and yeah, that helps to sprout. Then we're going to have a couple of rain days, so that's going to help to germinate the seed real quick, and yeah, grow some cover crop. You could grow clover, vetch, just many cover crops that you can grow, wheat, just anything, and it feeds your animals and it feeds your soil at the same time. So yeah, stay tuned so I can show you where I am going to be covering these seeds at. By the way, you can get this bag right here of ryegrass, which is a 50-pound bag, I think, of ryegrass for $35 at your local co-op store. I think that's where I got it, or Atwood's, Tractor Supply, something like that. But yeah, it's great stuff. Yeah, 50-pound bag, and there it is. I put some more in there. It will sink down in there, and then I'll be throwing it all down in the field. But I'll be doing that. I'll let it soak in there for about a night, 24 hours or something. So I'll be throwing it out there around this time tomorrow. I still have some left, so I'll be using this spring. I've used this, I think, for 3 seasons now, or maybe 4. Behind me is where I'll be planting all of the ryegrass, and I just wanted to show you guys how our quality of soil is here. So water just stands here. I've showed you guys this before, how water just stays here, and that's why a lot of our stuff just drowns, and that's why we're trying to build the soil up. I've planted some currants and things like that. I've also planted some fruit trees which have drowned it, but there is just water everywhere here, and then everything's just so like smush. There's some water there, some water there. Just this is what I call the lowlands. So I got the idea to dig the ducks a pond, and I thought it would hold water. I even saw crawfish out here, so you know, I thought that there would be water. Plus our neighbor has a pond over there. But yeah, there's a duck. He's getting out of there. Right out there. You guys can see that. The ducks over there. So yeah, I used to have a lot, like over 20 something ducks out here. I'll show you guys a video of that later on. But yeah, this is the pond that we dug up with the help of my brothers, and yeah. First it was a little small with an island. It was never going to work, but now it holds quite a bit of water for the winter season and the spring, and you know, that really helps on not having to water the animals so much. So if you can in your land dig up a spot like that where water kind of seems to hold, you're saving yourself work in the long run. It is some work up front, but later on it's just easy from there. So yeah guys, yep, just wanted to show you guys where I'm planting the ryegrass in this wetland where I don't grow much because of that fact that it's wet. Up here it's a little bit better. It's a little bit more well drained. Right here, but I want to build the soil up to the blocks up here, and I'll be doing that by adding stuff like this, just like slowly. That will decompose. Just throw it in different areas and try to lift up the soil a little bit, raise up the soil, build on it. That's what I mean. So yeah, yeah, just by using biomass, just leaves and all those leaves that I got, I'll be using those down here and covering it up. I'll let this soak till tomorrow, and yeah, that's just a couple of the things that it takes to keep the farm running in the wintertime. For spring is the leaves and cover crops. So we got some ryegrass that's coming up here. I think that's what it is, ryegrass that's seeded here. So sometimes it volunteers. And I'll be getting the coops cleaned as well. Got to get them clean. And then the manure goes on top of the beds to speed up the compost process. So I'll be showing you guys that as well. So I'm getting fresh pine needles here, and I'll be using these for the chicken's nest. The material resource that we get from the ducks pooping in a nest box. I mean, doing their thing in a nest box. We'll be using that around the fruit trees or something like that to just compost, and then it helps break down the leaves and just turn into a amazing soil. Everything feels like I'm walking on a sponge here. This part of it does not have as much water as the other part that we saw earlier, so that's progress, slowly but surely. So after getting your nest boxes clean, throw in the manure right there, right next to some tree or something, so it'll feed it. And just as the rain hits it, it will slowly feed it there. And I put it far away so it's not right at the base there. And I threw the other one right here. I use cardboard, that way it's easy to just pull the whole thing up. You know, easier to clean up the nest box. And there's the rooster and the dogs. So what you do is you want to use some cardboard in your nest box like this, and just put it down like that, and you can put the other piece down like this, and then same thing here. Oops, I don't know if you're seeing this. Okay, let me make sure. Alright, so like that. And then the other piece like this. I don't know why these ducks feel the need to use the restroom here, but they do. I'm going to put an extra piece here because this one's the one that the chickens seem to lay in. This one right here. Then I have diatomaceous earth. This helps with the nest not getting filled with mites or anything like that in here. No spiders, stuff like that. I don't think nothing likes it, so it's good to just kind of throw it in here. You're just kind of wondering what's going on. Here they are, the girls. Winnow small teeth. She looks sad. But they're still laying eggs. That one's a fake egg, it's a dummy egg. Alright, so right here, that's the pine needles right there. Do this. There. Pine needles. That's all we use here. We don't buy none of the stuff at the store, like the straw or hay bales, none of that. Throw a little bit of diatomaceous in there. Sometimes you can sprinkle some dry herbs in here. You just want to make sure that this is kind of dry. Right now it's kind of wet, so I'm gonna leave it like that for a little bit, let it dry out, and yeah. Place the dummy egg back in there, and that's the nest box right there. That's a full tutorial on how to clean up a nest box and do all of that. Then you just close it back up and put the lock on it. That's it. That's the nest box. This is our chicken tractor. It's a tractor because it's on wheels right there.